Manila.knxn.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're called Unblocked. I'm here with Calvin, Luis, and Tanez. My name is Sujinckim. For those of you who don't know, I am a news reporter here in the Philippines, and I also work as a professional model, and I also have a radio show in the morning every weekdays. Hi.
Wow. What don't
take.
you do?
That's how we started the
Wow.
podcast. How are you, brother?
I'm okay, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for opening this episode. It's a privilege.
pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a
It was
privilege
awesome,
because
by the
all
way.
all the episodes that we had, we usually the one that opened the episode, right?
You know what? She does much better than us, dude.
Exactly.
No.
You did amazing. I think it's just like thank you so much once again
Thank you.
for you to make time to come in here. Like
Thank you for having me.
for this episode, and I'm pretty sure the people that are watching us, they're super excited to get to know more about you. Probably they have seen you on the news, and they were like, "Okay, can we know more about her?" And guys, finally, it's happening right now. And just before we start, can you please just give a briefly introduction of your background?
Well, I am Korean and Filipino. My dad's Korean and my mom's Filipino. I grew up here, but I visit Korea every so often. About the news, I do news for Channel 4. It's the government media, state media, and I cover business news and foreign affairs. So it looks like inflation, labor.
I have
all
many
those
questions
things.
for you, by the way.
Oh yeah. Foreigners affairs. Like, just okay. Yeah.
And business.
In business, yeah.
Yeah. Business news.
Business. And how did you get into business? Like into the news?
Well, business, because when I was in college, my program was applied corporate management. It wasn't journalism or communications, although I did have a minor in creative writing. And when I was in college, I was also working as a university news reporter. So I was doing like coverages for just things that happen in school. So I feel like at the time, it's, how do you say it? You know how in Asian families, it's not encouraged to go into like arts and stuff, liberal arts. So my parents wanted me to do like accounting, finance, all
A
those
real
things.
job.
Engineering.
A real job.
A hard science, something like that. So that's why I took applied corporate management. It was fun. I got to have internships in Unilever and Nestle. So I was able to experience marketing and stuff like that. But then after graduating college, I said I really wanted to try out my luck, or if I I just didn't want to leave a chapter without like trying.
Without trying, yeah.
Yeah. So I applied for different channels, and then Channel 4 PTV got back to me, and I applied around June, July, and then after a month in August, they texted me to come in for an interview, and I didn't hear from them for another month. So it was like August, September, around that time, and then they were like, "Okay, we can have you join us."
Wow,
At the
okay.
time, and at the time,
Job offer letter.
and at the time, they didn't have a business reporter because their business reporter at the time became an anchor. So that spot was open, and I was like,
Yes.
let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Right time.
Yeah. And then, well, I've been doing that for a year. That's why my life has been crazy. Like, the life of a news reporter is absolutely insane.
You are
Like,
always online 24 hours.
yeah, like I feel like a doctor. I feel like I'm on call
On call,
24/7.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they call me as early as like 6 a.m. Like, Sujin, can you do this? Can you do that? Because something always happens somewhere. So it's-
Especially in business.
yeah,
Business is always happening.
yeah.
Do you have a schedule to go and work, or they can just call you anytime? How is it?
It's like that. Ideally, you work 9 hours, right? That's for a regular person. But for me, I clock in like let's say 9 a.m. and I clock out 11. So like a regular day for me is like 12 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours. So it is crazy because the coverages, like I get assigned like 3 coverages or 4 coverages in a day, and that's a lot of time because we have so many newscasts. Like we have a newscast at 6 a.m. and then 1 p.m. and then 6 p.m. again and then 9:30 p.m. So it's a lot of stuff. And then since I cover a lot of like departments. Since it's a government channel, I cover like the Department of Finance, the Department of Foreign Affairs, the Central Bank, all those things I have to keep on top of, keep track and everything. So it's crazy. Yeah.
But awesome.
Well, I think if it's stressful, I find it hard to be happy when it's a lot of stress. When there's so many stressors and everything. So I feel like I'm still in the process of like
Adapting.
adapting.
Yeah.
So, and for your parents, I mean, you mentioned what they wanted you to do, but now they see you on the news like
Yeah.
every day. What do they say about it?
Well, I'm sure they're proud of me. I'm sure there was pride in there somewhere, but I feel like there's also a lot of concern because since they're parents, they're concerned that I don't really have a proper work-life balance.
A real job.
Yeah, a real job. Well, it's a nice
I say
job.
that because I was a musician before.
Really?
And I didn't have support. And my mom said, you have to find a real job. So I didn't go through the artistic.
Yeah.
So every time something like that, always say it's a real job. As
Yeah.
it's not a job. Come on, she's a reporter.
Yeah, it would.
Important
It
channel.
would be nice if in culture, like socially, it's a lot more encouraged. But I think we're doing strides in terms of it. Like there are a lot of schools now which encourage multimedia arts and fine arts and stuff. So at least it's a bit better. We still have a long way to go, but progress. Credit.
Do
where
you think
credit's
that?
due.
Do you think that this universe of content creation, where when you see people doing very well, do you think that contributes for the parents
Yeah.
to have a little more confidence in what they
Yeah.
want when they want something like it's not a real job?
I think parents are primarily concerned with finances, like how is my child going to support himself and stuff like that. But I think once they realize that there's money in content creating, that you can monetize your content, they're more open to the idea, I guess. Yeah.
It's easier, right?
Yeah.
That's why this wave of content creation is bringing more confidence for people that didn't believe when they see, oh my God, like this guy is very rich, so he's
Very
good.
rich.
Yeah. So
Do you really think that?
when my mom see you are associated with this guy, you are partnership with this, yes, good.
Good.
Okay, approved.
I wish. And let me just, what was the challenge that you had at the beginning for you?
News reporting?
Of news reporting, yeah.
It's a lot of challenges, really, because my time, I wasn't used to being called as early as 6 and then ending as late as 11 or 10 and stuff. So I felt like I dedicated all of my life into it. Yeah. And it's a thankless job. There's no, because it's different when you work corporate, or at least I think it's different when you work corporate. That in corporate there's appreciation, recognition, you did this, that's good. But then in media, or at least in my experience, it was a very thankless job. People would say that you're only good at your last report, stuff like that. So it's always a lot of pressure.
And do you also like put pressure on yourself because of that?
Well,
Because of like not getting like enough recognition. I mean, if you see.
I think since I'm a bit older now, since I'm 24, I more or less have a better view of myself, like a better self-perception. So I'm not really affected by people who would say that I'm not like this or I'm not like that, because I know who I am now. Like I'm 24, I know that I work hard, I don't really need to prove myself every day, every minute, every second. Yeah.
So you have been doing this for like 1 year right now.
Yeah.
And how is the journey so far? I mean, for you, knowing from where you came from, right? Until now that you are like at this position, because I've watched some of the news, because since I knew you were coming here, I needed to go and watch it. And for me,
You're natural. You're natural.
I have a lot of questions when it comes to that, but I think it will just come along the way. But I think like for all these years that you are right now, how happy are you with all the effort that you have been doing?
And also, just to add, how do you find the motivation, since you don't have, you say that you don't have that much recognition?
Yeah.
And how do you find the motivation to keep on going?
Yeah.
And one more. Can I add one more question? Sorry. Like, is reporting not considered a prestigious job here?
That's my
It
last
is.
question.
Yeah,
That's my
it
next
is,
question.
it is,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is, right?
It is,
That's like
it
a
is.
good.
I feel like because I also made a TikTok recently, and a lot of the comments on my TikTok are like, "That's my dream job." La, 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 la,
That's
la.
my
yeah,
point,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. It's my dream job. I want to be this. I want to be that. And I feel like with my platform, at least, I'm able to show people that it's not as glamorous as you think. It's a lot of going into fires back to back. Like I've experienced, like at the height of the El Nino, it was so hot, it was blazing hot, and I was going to fires because it was a common time for like compounds to be on fire and stuff.
yeah.
Like so, I was doing that back to back, and it was crazy. And I feel like at least with my platform, people could see that a lot of reporters do struggle with the job. That we make our own stories because a lot of people ask me, "Do you just read out of a prompter?" But that's not really the case
Of
for
course not.
reporters. Yeah. Like especially when we do our coverages live, it's a lot of like memorizing.
Live is hard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, live
What
is
do you
hard.
prefer, recorded or live?
Well,
For news report, yeah.
I feel like it's it's obviously a lot more comfortable if it was recorded, but then we don't really get to choose. So like,
Yeah.
and especially if the anchors are like extra animated, some anchors would be asking a lot of questions, and, and I'm there like, so sometimes it's just a lot of. But then when I was in school, when I was in high school, or even in college, I liked reciting and stuff like that. So I feel like it's something that suits my personality still.
And
When you gain more experience, you will prefer live. Believe me, because when I work as a musician, the studio is it's comfortable. If you make a mistake, you can redo it. But live, there's an excitement, and then you have to be your best there. So I'm sure that if we ask the same question after 1 year, 2 years,
I hope
she will
so.
She will answer it different, right?
I hope so, because when I do my live reports, my feet and my bum are always just shaking.
That's my question. Well, how about your first?
My first live.
Yes.
Oh, that
Where-
was a crazy story. My first live happened on my first day at work.
wow.
So, yeah, it was crazy because it was my first day at work. I was hoping to just like make my own story, like a voiceover, because that's usually how the news packages work, like a voiceover one. But then at the time, they told me, yeah, go for it, cover this live and stuff. So I was there, and then I had my voiceover, and because the style is you do your intro live, and then they play your voiceover, and then you do your extra live again. So I did my intro live, and then my voiceover didn't play, and that never happens. Like it literally never happens.
You
then
had to improvise.
It had to happen to me on my first day, so it was crazy. What happened was it just looked like I did my intro twice. Like I didn't know, because when you're just a watcher, you don't know that there was something that was supposed to play, right?
Yeah.
So I just looked like an airhead, and I just didn't have the face to go. Like I didn't know how I was going back to the office and stuff. I'm
Just
glad
different.
that's over.
That's over, yeah. And I always ask this, like, when it comes to the sad news, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys trained, like, I don't know, like, you have like a tone, like a voice
Yeah,
tone to
yeah.
use when you guys, like, it's just an example. If you're giving like a sad news right now, just like, can you just like give a different tone?
Well, have you seen like my reports?
I
Like,
have seen,
my
yeah.
speaking voice is different from my news
Yes,
voice.
that's
Like some
true.
of my
That's true,
friends
yeah.
say, "Oh, Sujin, you're doing your news voice right now." Because sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to it's hard to switch. But then really, I think my news voice is evident, or at least if it's audible, is audible.
Audible, yeah.
If it's in Filipino, like it changes.
Yeah.
Like in Filipino, I have a news voice, but I
Voice,
think
yeah, that's
in
right.
English, I
Yeah.
don't think it's different with my English.
Can we do it in Tagalog? Can you just give us a sample?
Well, yeah, wait. Let me read off a script.
Oh yeah.
Excited. You like,
What you gonna see, bro?
Give us, give us news that are not.
You guys don't speak Tagalog.
No, but it's okay. We will understand in the future.
Let's give me a sec. Let me retrieve a script somewhere.
Give us something that was not aired yet.
Well,
because it's
everything's
like
been aired.
Ah, okay. You're a live reporter.
yeah,
That's
because
right.
when I was like checking all her content, I was like, wow,
Wow.
beautiful. Like the way, bro, you guys will see that. You guys saw from the beginning that was just like a teaser.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was just like a teaser. Because this, bro, because I wonder myself, how do you give bad news, bro?
Give bad news?
Yeah.
Oh,
do you get
I see, like delivering bad news.
Yeah, delivering like bad news and
I've covered like news, like for example, overseas Filipino workers who like died in a fire abroad, and their bodies come back to the Philippines, and then so I would cover it live, the bodies of the Filipinos, la, 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 la. So it's
Of course, you're gonna use a different tone, a more complacent tone.
yeah,
Of
just
course,
like,
you're gonna say, "The Filipinos, they just arrived." No, of course not.
yeah. It's great, but we can try one of the stories I did. I think this week. Don't laugh, guys.
no, we're not gonna laugh. We're not gonna laugh.
I won't promise.
Okay. I'll do one line. Binigyang diin ng National Economic and Development Authority Secretary na si Arsenio Balisacan ang pangangailangan ng Pilipinas para sa agarang pagpapalakas ng export market performance, pagpapalawak ng pamumuhunan at pagdadiversify ng mga growth drivers nito. Something like that.
Tell me, bro.
That's awesome. You have the gift. So now English.
English? Okay. Well, my English news,
Like, it's like
it doesn't really change.
I feel like I'm in 24 horas.
Yes.
Let's try English. Okay. The Land Transportation Office is on the right track to achieving their revenue target as the agency collects a heaping 986.5 million pesos from fines and penalties just on the first semester of this year. Something like that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I know there's a lot of money in LTO.
Have you been fined a lot?
You see?
Huh?
I told you guys, right?
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Like
It's
it
awesome.
definitely takes a lot of talent to
To do that.
Yeah.
Natural,
It
exactly.
really does.
Exactly.
But it's funny, bro, because you look like you're super interested right now.
Yeah, because for me it's just like
Well, because you do street interviews, so I
Yeah.
can see how.
because bro, I think it's like it's super different what she does. You get it? Like you cannot read that, bro. Like a line that she read.
Yeah.
If it's me, I'm gonna do like in 3 minutes, bro. You get it? And she's doing like what? Seconds. And for me, it's just like amazing. But I think it's from you, right? From what you're doing right now. Okay, I mean, news reporter, right? What's next? Like, is there like
That's
I
a
don't-
good question.
Yeah, because for us, I mean, if you're working for this position, you always expect like a promotion.
promotion.
What about like
The next step, yes.
Yeah, like
Well, for news reporters, the next step would be becoming a news anchor. So news anchors are the people who introduce the news reporters. Like they stay in the studio, like they say, let's listen to this report by Sujinckim, and then they intro the reporter. So the next step for news reporters really is usually news anchoring.
anchor.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, I don't see reporting or a reporter as lower than the anchor. It takes a lot more
Yeah.
to be a
I
successful
understand
reporter than to be a successful anchor. You have to have all this coordination. You have to know where the news is. You have to have your own sources, and to be an anchor, I think it's more what people say to you. You only read the prompt,
yeah.
the prompter.
Yeah,
I think it takes a lot more to be a successful reporter than to be a successful anchor. Am I right?
Usually the anchors, they've been through the reporting stages.
already.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it's a privilege to be an anchor. It means
Why?
you've done all these things. Well, I think it's rare to have anchors who didn't go through the reporting stage.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But why is considered being a reporter is much more complicated and requires much more skills than to be an anchor.
think it's not like
how
about-
come the
I think-
anchor
I think-
is the next step?
I think it's not like about being complicated, but what I feel like from what she's saying is like the hardest part you have passed already.
exactly.
You get, and now you are like, okay, you are at level 1, you are now at level 2. So of course, if you are in grade 1, you go to grade 2, you're gonna feel much happier. You don't want to stay in grade 1.
What I'm going to say is that,
But there's more screen time for anchors though. So it's kind of like, okay, if something messes up, I'm pretty sure the anchor is going to be the one that's looked at as like, you fucked up. You know what I mean? Like they're the face of it. So I'm pretty sure there's some sort of pressure there as well.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say is that
It's like equal.
to be a co-pilot in an airplane, it requires you less skills in a way than to be a pilot. So what I'm trying to say is that for me, for what I see as an spectator, is that to be a reporter, and I have friends who are reporters as well, they have to have much more skills and much more network and everything than to be an anchor.
But for you to be an anchor, you gotta be a reporter first.
I understand, but to be an anchor, it doesn't require you that much skills. But that's what I'm trying to say. For me, it sounds like it's reversed. So being an anchor, of course, the exposure is greater. You're gonna have more time.
The pay grade is better too.
I understand that, but it's like, but the skills that you need to be an anchor are much lower. It's a different set of skills that you need to be
Really?
a reporter, of course.
Really? No.
Am I right?
Let's hear from her. Really? Because since she's there.
Well, I haven't really had much experience anchoring, so I feel like it's hard for me to say. But then, looking at our anchors, I think I can only say that they deserve to be there because
Sure, that's not the point. The point is, I'm not questioning their skills and everything, but for you, the position that you are now, they require you a set of skills that your anchor, if you get the anchor job, and I hope that happens soon enough. But when you do that, when you're there, you're not gonna use the same set of skills that you use as a reporter. There are less skills. Of course, there are different skills. But
and I guess I understand where he's coming from because, like, with reporters, you have to be writing your own stories and you have to be presenting your own stories, which is different from anchoring because anchoring, they don't really write their own stories. Writers write the
That's
stories
my point.
and stuff.
That's my
so
point.
I understand where he's coming from there. And, like, maybe hours-wise, if you, like, zoom in on the hours, it's different for anchors and for reporters because anchors will have less time on the news. Like, well, airtime, a lot of airtime, but then they don't really have to spend hours at a coverage and stuff. So I guess that's where it's different.
I say that because there's a program in Brazil where they show the news being not only presented, but they show all the structure behind the news. So the reporters, I saw this reporter. She was interviewed during the screening, and they were investigating and everything. She said, this guy asked this very same question. He said, "What's your next step? Do you dream or do you aspire to be an anchor or something?" She said, "No, I will be a reporter my whole life. I love this job. I don't." She said exactly that. I don't see that being an anchor is a step forward in my career. I say that maybe I will change my field or something for something more complicated.
But I think that's
being an anchor is not a step forward in my career. So that's what I'm coming from.
But I think that is more into like personal choice.
Of course.
Really?
Of course.
For me, I feel like an example. How do you call the people that host the news? Like the one that in the camera, I don't know how do you call it.
That's the
the
news
staff.
anchors, right? Oh,
The technical
cameraman?
stuff?
Or
Not the cameraman. How do you put it?
the main people that are...
O que apresenta jornal em frente.
The anchor. That's the anchor.
Yeah.
The one that shows there is the anchor. And then
Okay.
the reporters. And then we have the writers, the script.
I think everyone wants to be an anchor, bro.
Because of the exposure. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. But I think that it's much more exciting, professional-wise, to be a reporter.
I think
because
that's more-
it require you more
It's just
soft
preference.
skills.
I guess
think
it's preference.
Yeah,
I
of
think it's
course, of
preference.
course.
I
But then
think
it's good to know that from Sujin's
Perspective,
explanation,
yes.
her explanation of they all were reporters before. So at
Before,
least we
yeah.
know that there was a step
for
up and
sure,
somebody
for
just
sure,
didn't
for
jump
sure.
in the seat and
Yeah, because I mean, I use
it's
a lot.
earned.
Like, bro, I watch a lot of news. Like me, especially in Portuguese, and this guy from Brazil, where he goes like, Pakistan, Israel, all these ways. Like, he only goes whenever there's a problem. Like, yeah.
They're called war reporters.
Yeah,
we have
like-
many of those in
Yeah,
Brazil.
yeah.
We're
Bro.
probably talking about Pedro Bial.
No. The other one from Fantastic or something. From SBT.
From SBT?
Yeah, from SBT. I forgot his name, but anyways, bro, like whenever there's a bad situation, the first news that everybody already expect, he will be the one to cover that news. It doesn't matter if it's in the Philippines, they're gonna send him to the Philippines,
Yeah.
bro. And he will really go deep and talk with and for you, like, isn't that scary?
It is. It
Of
is
course it
scary.
is.
Yeah. Like sometimes we have to go to like raids and stuff. So I always feel like somehow there's a threat in there somewhere. I feel a bit more fortunate because my beats are like your niches in journalism. Because my beats are business and foreign
You also need
affairs.
to have niches.
We have reporters who cover
War,
calamities and stuff. Yeah. So, well, with them, they particularly enjoy it. Like they like going out of town and some. Because I am a Manila person. I don't really like leaving. I don't really like long drives. I feel like my butt hurts a lot from long drives. But yeah, for the times that I do cover a bit more scary or heavy, dangerous stuff, I do feel scared.
Scared, yeah.
Yeah, you see those reporters in US, they cover
Bro, it's
tornadoes.
so windy.
They're holding to something.
People are dying outside. Like, people are dying outside and you gotta be professional. Like, and it's just like, I think, I don't know, like, but you can tell us, doing like news reporting in the Philippines is kind of cool. It's like, it's not really like in other countries when you're doing like news report, people then they're passing in front of the camera. They're like,
Yeah.
And you even gotta be professional. You shouldn't do like. I remember there was this time I don't know if you have seen this video. She was giving like a news, and then a guy came and kissed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Where
bro,
was this?
I think it
I
was
think
in the
US. US.
Yeah, of course.
I think it was in the States, and she needed to be professional. I'm like, bro, like.
But I think she kind of broke the character, if I'm not mistaken. She said, "Excuse me," and then she continued.
She
kept it going. She kept it going.
Yeah. And for me, it's just like, it's not like really like an easy job, bro.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, you gotta be professional all the time, and there's even sometimes that when you guys do live, and it's not even working. Like, hello, Jean. Like, hello. And like, you get it?
Yeah. Because there's always a delay.
Delay,
There's
yeah,
always
yeah.
like depending on where you are and how the signal is, there's like a 3, 4, 5 second delay.
My God.
It depends. So
Do you panic when that happens?
So a lot of people like on my TikTok, they're like, "Oh, she's just pausing because she doesn't know how to answer." But then I'm like, guys, it's because I'm not hearing the questions yet. Like for some reason they think it's like a call that happens that I can hear them from the studio real time, but it's not like that.
Is that a call?
Well, it is a call.
Via phone, so she can overcome
But there's still
the
a delay. There's still a delay from the studio to where I am. So while they're saying the question, I just nod my head a lot.
Yeah. I see.
So a lot of
that.
people in the comments are like, "Oh, she's just nodding her head because she doesn't know what to answer. She's buying time, stuff like that." And I'm like, I wish I was buying time. I don't have time to buy time
Yeah.
because knowing there's a delay and I have to be answering exactly at the time they finish the question. I'm like, yeah, it's hard.
You have mentioned that, as a reporter, you kind of also make your story, right?
Yeah.
Not make this story, but write it. Not to make this story. You mean make up this story?
Yeah, no, like
Write it up.
Write it up, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever before you give it to the people, do you give to someone to check it first?
Yeah. We have editors.
You have writers,
Yeah, we have editors who stay in the newsroom. Yeah. So I email it to
On
them.
call as well.
What? Sorry.
They are on call as well.
Yeah. There's always an editor at any time.
24/7.
Yeah. because we have night reporters who typically cover crime or police reports. So we have like 2 or 1 of police reporter, and then we also have a desk editor around that time. Yeah.
You have mentioned that you have your niche already, which is like business.
Yeah.
And
Foreign affairs.
Yeah, in foreign affairs. Is there a possibility that they can change you?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
You have to cover someone from another niche, from another
I
beat?
could be covering business, and then the next time that happens or shuffling happens, you could be assigned to like Senate, or you could be assigned
Politicals.
to Congress,
Politics.
House of Representatives. So your beats could change. Yeah.
Is there any news reporter that you used to look up to?
News reporter that I used to look up to. Well, to be honest, growing up, I wasn't really watching TV as much. Yeah. My childhood feels like a
How
blur.
did you get so good on it then?
Sorry?
How did you get so good on it?
Yeah. That I was about to say that.
How did you get so good on it?
I guess I've always liked writing. I've always liked presenting. Like, for example, in high school and elementary, if there was something we needed to report, I would volunteer to report it because I genuinely enjoyed it. So I feel like the transition there was just really me learning to develop my news voice. Because I feel like news voices have to be like so deep and so full. Yeah.
Did you have any training?
Training, I learned from experience. I learned typically from experience. I remember one time they dedicated, like one of the anchors dedicated time to teach the reporters, but it didn't really happen a lot, just one time. Yeah.
So you're self-taught.
Well, I'd like to say I learn from the things I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the team around you then?
Yeah, the people around. And I learned from my crew as well, like my camera man and like the assistant. Yeah.
Wow. Is there any funny story that you can tell us that ever happened to you?
Funny story,
Yeah.
I think I would say it's probably the video that went viral on TikTok. Like one of the questions, because I was in. Are you guys familiar with the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Express
Yeah.
Exchange, like
Yeah.
PITX? So it's a terminal for like buses and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I was there. Because it was a holiday, so I was there covering like foot traffic and stuff like that. So the anchor was like, "Has anything been confiscated?" And I genuinely wasn't prepared for the question. But then I knew from the back of my head, like I asked one of the police, has anything bad happened yet? And they were like, nothing so far, no incidents, wala. So I remember that, and I was like, none so far. But then I'm translating it to English, but then it was Tagalog. None so far, but then I'll wait for it, something like that. So the people are like, why are you waiting for it to happen?
Like expecting. Like
Yeah. I'll wait for it. And I was smiling the whole time. So it's like, I guess that's why it went viral. I guess a lot of my memories, because my brain has 0 storage anymore. Like, I feel like my brain has 60 GB storage. I've used like 59. So I feel like I'm not storing memories anymore. Like, so if you ask me, what's a particular time you like or you remember, I'm like,
I don't remember anything.
yeah. It's a good thing though that we have the internet and I get to save like on a playlist my news reports that they upload on YouTube or Facebook and stuff. So at least I can go back to those memories.
it's not your hard drive, it's your RAM.
Yeah.
So, which means like you can, they are okay you uploading the content on your end, like on your TikTok.
Well, sorry. Like the question is, do I upload content about news reporting? I try to. Like I show people that I have like day in the life videos, but then I'm not really consistent at all because it's just so hard to.
But is it
Explain.
allowed to publish anything from the news to your personal channel?
Well, it's not
It's already-
monetized, so I guess
okay.
yeah.
Because it's also already on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, like I think everyone can just take it and even post it. If I'm not mistaken, please
Yeah.
correct me.
Yeah, we have many independent reporters in Brazil.
But
Actually,
wait, let me ask-
they
let me
go
ask
to the news
something.
and they not even associate to a TV channel.
Why
or something.
news are not monetized?
Why isn't it monetized?
Yeah, because this is what I have seen here in the Philippines. Most of like those big channels, it's not monetized
Yeah, I
because
guess
they
it's-
don't have ads. I have noticed that.
Yeah.
I think that it's
Code of
something.
ethics or something.
I don't think that is. I think people who watch news here in the Philippines is very segmented.
It's not just in the Philippines.
No,
Well,
in Brazil it's monetized.
No. If you watch the video, there's no ads on it. I have seen that before. Yeah, I always ask myself.
No, we have a reporter in Brazil. He is he's an independent. He's not associated
No.
to any. He has an independent channel where he shows the news.
We are talking about like the TV channel. An example, Globe. Like the channel of Globe is not monetized.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
It won't be because especially in Brazil, I can tell you, I'm very interested in this topic. It's politics because in Brazil, internet is beating open TV channels. They are broken them, so they're never gonna advertise or use their revenue or even take advantage of what the internet has to bring if they have to beat it.
Okay, got it. I understand it.
At least in Brazil, I don't know. Here, I think that if you're talking about the Philippines,
No,
I think
I'm not talking
it's
about-
not the
I was
same
just
audience. The
talking
people
in
that
general.
watch TV, they have just little access or barely to none access to the internet or the internet content.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's important to have like broadcast TV news, because a lot of people who live in like the mountains or the regions, they don't have internet, so the most they can do is like.
You also
watch
do
TV.
radio, right?
Yeah, I also do.
How often?
Radio. Every day, every
Oh.
morning, 8 to 9 a.m.
Before I was addicted to news in the radio. When you go into my car, you don't watch music. I don't listen to music. I listen to the.
There's a
news.
mood for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was not really like because the only thing I remember from the radio, it's games. You know, like football game. Back home during those days, bro. Like the TV was black and white. This guy, they're gonna think I'm super old, bro.
Black and white.
But yeah, that's the only
In
thing.
Brazil, you only listen to the radio when you go to the field to watch the game.
Oh yeah. Because I remember we used to, like my dad especially, he used to like do a lot of radio. So you said like you do radio in the morning and then like in the afternoon, that's when you do the
Like I finish radio at 9, so after that I go directly to the TV station. So.
Is radio like is it just like how do you put? Is it like on YouTube or what? Like
They also live stream
It's
it
live
on,
stream, yeah.
on social media, and it's an AM radio. It's not news. It's just like a banter, like an exchange. We talk about we give our own opinions on stuff. Like for example, does money buy happiness? So those kinds of topics.
Varieties.
Yeah.
which is like this is like every day you said.
Yeah.
And what is the best news that you gave in
Best
your
news
careers?
that I
The
gave.
news that you gave with gusto and with
With gusto.
yes, with excitement and something that because I'm a business and politics guy. I love politics. I love business. And then if there's something that really excites me is, for example, when I hear that the business here in the Philippines is growing, that people are getting wealthy and business is. I mean, this kind of thing that really strikes me. So is there something that you give with excitement?
gusto?
Yeah, with gusto.
Well, talking about like business investments, I feel it's not. I feel it's more of I know that foreign direct investments are growing in the Philippines, so that's why when I cover news like the U.S. presidential trade visit, stuff like that, I find those news a bit more fun to cover because I genuinely start to understand that the Philippines is making progress, that
The importance of the
people are
Philippines.
actually investing in the Philippines. So I start to realize we're doing okay. We're doing good progress at least. But for news that I look forward to, I guess every month there's an inflation report. So I look forward to doing inflation reports because I get to connect it with the masses because inflation is just a big term. It's a big
Yeah.
word. Like a lot of people don't understand what inflation is. So with me, I guess my job is to connect it to the masses to say that, okay, around this month, the prices of goods and services went up by this much. So what you could do is, I describe which products went up. Like for example, if it's fish or if it's meat, I tell people maybe you could opt for chicken or maybe you could opt for vegetables. So it's like So I appreciate having the platform to be able to tell people how they can best save, or like let them at least know what's happening right now. So if you're aware, you can adjust your lifestyle around it. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about the opposite? Some bad news that you
Bad
don't
news?
like to give?
Well, I don't like to give. For me, I find it daunting, like covering anything related to like Supreme Court or hearings, like Senate, Congress. I find those a bit high. Like it's hard for me to reach it because I don't really understand a big chunk of it. So it's intimidating for me to be covering those things. While some of the reporters, they also tell me likewise that they find it hard to do business news, like it's intimidating for them. So I feel like it really is just a matter of preference and what you're used to or
And
familiar
something
with.
you feel comfortable. If it's obvious if you're not familiar with the subject,
Yeah.
you don't feel confident to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I understand that.
And the thing we have, let me just get back. We have covered like this career. I mean, your
We need to talk
news
about
report
personal
career.
stuff.
I think I'm gonna ask you about like, what about being model? You mentioned
Yes,
that you're a
that's
model
exactly-
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned that you're a model. How did you get into model?
Well, modeling was my job prior to news reporting.
Oh,
like I was already a model
okay.
before I went into news reporting, which I
Okay.
guess helped because I at least knew how to like present
Face the
myself in front of the
camera,
camera.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It lessened the nerves and stuff. I started modeling 2021, so 3 years ago, almost like 3-4 years ago. I started
Runaway or commercial?
commercial usually. So I have ads like with Colgate, Adidas,
Yeah,
Caroline,
I saw
stuff
it,
like
yeah.
that. It's always fun to do modeling jobs because I feel like it's that job's also a bit more glamorous than reporting, and it pays very well. It's really nice how people are able to give more value with what models could give, because I know that a lot of people in the modeling industry or in the arts industry, they're lowballed. Some people would say, oh, well, you're not really doing anything, so why would you?
It's not a real job.
Why would we
That's-
pay you for it?
For it,
But then
yeah.
at least now we know that a lot of brands understand the value that these models are able to bring to the job, that they
And to the brand.
yeah, to the brand, to the project. So I know I appreciate that aspect to modeling, and it's always fun because you get to work with other models, because models have such vibrant personalities. Like it's so fun to hang out with them, because a lot of people have the misconception that with modeling it's like a crab mentality sort of thing, like it's so competitive. It's not Asia's Next Top Model. There's no like competition, there's no eviction happening. So I guess for me, the community of models, it's so heartwarming, it's so positive, so I enjoy
And
it.
I heard, not the first time that I heard that, we have models here all the time for our podcast, and they always say it's a supportive
Yeah, it's an
crowd. I mean,
empowering-
everybody support each other, and they even connect you to some people that
Yeah.
he has. And we always see that like that. People from outside, we understand. And sometimes we think that there's a lot of competition.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
threat
Yeah.
cutting
No, because
competition, but it's not.
it is something that we don't really like get to see, right?
Exactly.
Like you that are.
You're from outside.
Yeah, we're from outside because we just like the more beautiful you look, the much better. Like you want like everything for you, but now like you telling us that you guys are all friends.
No, it's not like this. You
Yeah.
were ugly like this, and you got the model job in your university before, right?
I was
So it's
not,
like
no,
that.
no, wait. I was not ugly. I mean, I'm not ugly.
You're not
until now.
handsome. You're not handsome. Come on.
Is it on me, Dennis?
I see the.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay.
I see
and-
the GQ cut in your.
Yeah.
I see it.
You like it? You
I
see
see
it?
you. I
You
see
see
you.
it? You see it? And-
Can you ask, like, I think we always ask this question too, right? Like, how important is it to be part of an agency? Like,
An
let's say if you're
agency?
freelancing,
Yes.
a model freelancing versus a model that
part of agency.
that has an
Connected.
agency. Like, yeah, does that really make a huge difference?
I can-
At least here in the Philippines.
I can talk about it. So the difference is if you're an exclusive talent, meaning you have an agency, versus if you're freelance, is with like okay, let's start with the freelance. So with freelance, you can work with other agencies. Like, it doesn't mean if you're freelance you'd never get to work with agencies. It just means you get to work with multiple agencies because you're not exclusive to one. So I feel like a lot of models who start off as exclusive models gradually go into freelance because they have the connections, they have the network. So once they've established themselves as models, they have more they can leverage, they can leverage on it and become freelance talents. Because when you're freelance, you don't like, your manager doesn't have commission anymore, so you get to keep the finances and, you know, more opportunities is what people would say. So with models who have an agency, like for example with me, I appreciate having an agency because it's my manager who gets to negotiate the rates and like track the receivables and stuff. So I appreciate that side of it, the administrative side to it. Also, it's the manager who presents me for jobs because she has the network. And while for sure I have the network as well, what happens is if like clients connect to me, I connect them with my manager. Yeah.
And knowing like, oh, you said something? And knowing that you don't have that much time to.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: you being a news reporter, did it help on your modeling career?
Or opposite?
Opposite. I feel like because with news reporting, especially when I was starting, like my first 6 or 7 months, I had to cancel a lot of my modeling projects, or I had to say no to a lot of stuff just because it was hard for me to schedule a leave with the office, like with news reporting and stuff. I feel like now there's a bit more leeway with scheduling leaves, but then when I was starting, it was a lot. It did not do good on my modeling career. Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Well, I just considered it as part of the job, really. Like, I literally tell myself,
not about the job.
it's
How
part
do you
of the
feel?
job.
How did you feel career-wise? Did you feel like you were doing the right decision? You took
By
the right
letting
decision,
those jobs
by letting
go.
those jobs, and
I mean, we don't want to lose money.
no, it's not about the money. It's about the career because she made a choice for something. She let go some jobs that I'm sure it impacted her career as a model to dedicate her all her time to a reporter career, and then I'm sure that it was a decision to be made. So how did you feel about this decision by that time?
Well, with me, like my mindset generally is I don't let myself regret my decisions. So I don't really ponder on it.
Okay.
Yeah. While I understand that there are like trade-offs, opportunity costs in there somewhere, I understand that it's part of life. So if it's a mistake, then I'll keep learning from it. What I appreciate though is I know that even if I make mistakes, like letting go of a few jobs, I know that it doesn't mean that that the doors are completely closed. Yeah.
And I always say that I don't regret things I did. I regret things I didn't do.
Yeah.
So I think that if you didn't do that, I'm sure you're gonna regret more than if you did it and it didn't work. By the way, but it's gonna work.
Which happened, as she said at the beginning, after she graduated, she was like, okay, let me try to apply for some jobs. To do
exactly. So
she got it. Otherwise,
that calls focus.
Exactly. Otherwise, she could be sitting here. Oh my God, what could happen to me if I apply for all these jobs?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, I should have tried the career, and that's a good point. Exactly.
Yeah, because the thing that's the worst thing that you want to feel like regretting, bro.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Like even me and Tanis were talking about all this. Yesterday about regretting not doing like things. You don't like.
Like what? What do you regret that you didn't do?
Me? What I did?
Buy me a gift because yesterday was my
You didn't buy
birthday,
me a gift, not even a cake.
I bought you a gift. You don't know.
Where's my gift?
I forgot.
Liar, bro. You liar, bro. Actually, I got you a coffee. That's like.
Thank you so much. Man.
I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend.
My God, you're so good. I'm sorry. I'm thankful that you are in my life.
Okay. Oh my God, it's not all.
I mean that respectfully, not sincerely.
Okay, I know. Let me just I have seen all the brands that you have worked with. Not all. Come on, not all. Some of the brands. Some of them like Colgate, Adidas, and bro, it's just You get it? Like,
It's tempting. Yes, it's tempting.
all these brands, and for what? Like, I mean, you're still young. I know that there's still a lot for you to accomplish. There's still a lot to come. But I think at this age right now that you are right now, with everything that you have accomplished so far, did you ever dream that all these things will be happening to you at this stage?
Did I ever expect it to happen?
To happen, yeah.
No.
Like an example, you're the face of Adidas. Come on.
That's crazy. Like when those opportunities
Come
come, I'm
on,
like, disbelief. That's unreal. Like with the Colgate one, earlier in the year, I was like, I hope I get.
By the way, I like the purple Colgate. Can you please send some to my place? Yeah?
I did have some right there.
No, actually, they send it some to my place. I have some. I mean, they send
Announce
it to
your
my place.
address online.
Oh, okay. No, I can't.
But then, yeah, for me, like, as I was saying earlier in the year, I was like, I hope I can get to work with someone like Catherine Bernardo, because Catherine is like
Yeah, Catherine Bernardo.
an A-list celebrity in the Philippines. So I was like, that was a wish, a dream, a hope. So I was like, when the Colgate opportunity
Came.
fell on my lap, I was like, really? Catherine herself? I get to work with her? That's crazy. I was just dreaming working with someone who's like her, not necessarily her, because I was like, that's crazy. I was being realistic with my dreaming. So I never really expected when they happen.
And how did you feel when you saw her for the first in front of you? Hello, Ate.
Well,
How did you?
I'm a shy person. Like, I feel like with news reporting and modeling, you
It made
expect
you-
someone who's really out there and vibrant and outgoing and stuff. But for me, I'm more
Like
just
you just.
this is it.
Content.
Yeah. So I was.
Did you ask for a picture?
I did. I did ask for a photo. It took me like three hours of thinking if I should ask for a photo because I couldn't decide because I was so shy about
You
it.
should have put me there in 1 second.
My God.
Sorry, nice meeting you. Can you please take a picture? That's it.
My God.
Hi.
Yeah.
exactly.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Just say-
Guys, I'm here. Even content. Guys, I'm here with her.
You say hi, but your phone is already here.
Exactly. Nice to meet you already with the phone like this.
Exactly.
And
I'm so embarrassed with you sometimes.
no, you don't need to. That's part of the job. Am I right, Dennis?
Yeah.
You can't be shy. Imagine if I'm shy right now.
Yeah.
I gotta be all going. I gotta just be talking.
How do you not be shy?
I don't know. I'm not a shy person.
Really? It's,
I'm not. Like
you were born that way.
Yeah, I
You
was
didn't
born
try to
that. Yeah, I
develop
was
it.
just like that. Like you can put me anywhere, but before this is like how I do. Like an example, right? I know you, like you, my friend. If you bring me around people that I don't know, it's gonna take 10 to 20 minutes before I start talking to them, because like I like to study first the people around me before, so that like at least I know how I will communicate with them.
behave.
Yeah, like how to behave, how I will communicate with them. I don't just like you introduce me, just oh yeah, what's up? Look, no, I don't do that. But for like first, I like to study people. That's me.
For the first 10 minutes, you'll see
Yeah.
him at the corner,
In the corner,
observing people.
just observing, like oh,
this.
Yeah. Yeah, like he knows. The nurse knows what I'm talking about.
How about in a situation where, for example, you have a professional meeting and you have the same scenario? How can you?
No, it's a professional meeting. We there to talk about business.
Okay.
So it's a professional. Today's, sometimes when we go with his friends, I'll just be, bro, I feel lost here, bro. And then after like 20 minutes and 10 minutes, I'm already hugging them, like, bro. Like, yeah, this is just like how I do. And what about like, because of the, news report, do people like recognize you outside, and how do you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, like when I do my coverages outside, some people would come up to me saying Sujinckim, like, and that's crazy to me that they know my name, and they're like, I know you from TikTok, I saw you on TikTok, stuff like that. So it's always crazy to me. I never really expected. Like sometimes I would go get man on the street interviews, and there was a time I was interviewing this guy, and he was like, I know you, Sujinckim.
By the way, her media
guys,
and everything is gonna be there. In the
info is
description.
gonna be on the description below. And by the way, can you please give a shout out to your agency?
Oh yeah, shout out!
Yeah.
Shout out to my agency, Farah Models from
Yeah, good people, guys, and all the info is gonna be on the description below as well. shout out to Farah. I just love you guys. You guys are the best in the Philippines. From me, guys. If you want to be a model, you guys already know all the info on the description below. But what advice would you give to someone like that wants to be a model? Let's say like at your younger age, what would you tell yourself when you wanted to become a model? Like an advice you would give to someone that wants to be a model?
It's don't be the first person to bring yourself down or to tell yourself no. Because I feel like the first step is really just overcoming the shyness or the hesitance to be like, I'm never going to get it, I'm not going to get this job, la 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 la. So with me, I tell people to just really try and give it a genuine kind of go. By genuine, I mean prepare for it. How do you prepare for it? Like genuinely make nice set cards, genuinely apply to everything you can apply for that's decent, that's not a scam, that's not sketchy.
Did you ever go to a position that you got scammed?
No.
That's good. That's good.
Fortunate. I'm careful with the jobs that I agree, or the people I meet, stuff like that.
That's good. You like studying first? Study, who is this? Study, yeah. You gotta be.
Yeah. And so with modeling, I would really advise younger people, or I'm young, but then younger people to dedicate time for it in the sense, like it's not your plan B. It's like, if it's not gonna, because some people just say, or just go into it half-hearted, and they're like, I don't have to make it work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like for me, when I was starting with modeling, I was like, it's this or nothing. Like, I really want to do it. I genuinely want to do it. I'm going to give it my all.
That's a plan A.
Yeah, it's a plan A and no more plan B. Yeah.
Do you have a plan B in life?
No, before we get into that, you mentioned something that I always hear from models, is the self-evaluation issue. Is that a real issue amongst modeling? Because people always say here, the first thing that they say when we ask them for an advice is like, don't doubt your own worth.
Yeah.
So is this something that really is a battle amongst models?
I think with a lot of people, we tend to
Put ourselves down?
put ourselves down because we're our harshest critics, and we see a lot of people and we look at them, we put them on pedestals in the sense that we say, I can never be like her, she's different, I'm not like that. So I feel like it's sad to be harboring feelings like that, and I understand it because insecurities really hit you hard, and especially if you're younger, you tend to believe or like feed into the negative thoughts and stuff like that. So I feel like we need to be more positive in the sense that we never think it's a competition. It's not a comparison. Like if other people are doing well, it doesn't mean that you won't be doing well at all. So because we fall into the like scarcity mindset, and it means if they have opportunities, it means they're taking all the opportunities. There's nothing to go around anymore. But really, it's the opposite. We should start living in like an abundance mindset. If there are opportunities for her, that means there are just enough opportunities for you.
I understand that. I'm with you, but what I'm asking is that because we always ask for our guests to give advice to people that are trying to start their niche, and when you talk to models, that's the first thing that they mention. For other niches like sport, there's a guy who's a musician here. They didn't mention about this self-worth. Why this is so common in model? To have just so low self-worth, and then this is something to be battled more than anything. Like,
I'll try to answer it. I think it's because a lot of our self-worth is tied to criticism from other people. Because it's so easy to pass off criticism in the industry of modeling, because you hear a lot of casting directors say, why do you look like this? Or why is it like this? So it's so easy to get negative feedback, and it's hard to always be receiving negative feedback. And I'm not saying that people are mean or people are rude. It's really just, and I'm not saying the culture is bad at all. It's just really...
Maybe it's just like you don't fit for that brand or something like that.
Yeah.
No, that's not the point. She's getting to the point. No. Because what she's... I understand, and I'm with you, because the industry it's based on screening.
Yeah.
And when you are not fit to this job, that might bring you some bad feelings if you don't know how to deal with them.
It's easy to take things personally. Yeah. Sometimes we forget that people or like these casters, they have a brief. They're looking for a specific look. So for example, if they're looking for someone who's Caucasian, they're obviously not going to get me.
Yeah.
And a lot of models, they don't really put it into context. Like the rejection isn't put into context. And really with every rejection, while people never really explain why we didn't get the job, at least we try to comfort ourselves by thinking there was just a briefer for it and there was someone more suited for it. Yeah.
So that's why it's the screening part that makes all the models to bring this feeling of low self-worth. And this is something to battle with.
Yeah. It's something to battle with.
Not battle with, but to work on.
I mean, I think it's a rejection, right? It's just like how you face.
It's not a rejection.
No, I mean,
it's a choice. I mean, rejection is when you are part of it and when you are suitable for the job, and people don't get you. That's a rejection. But that's a screening. So I think that it's something to work on.
Okay, don't you think even if it's a screening and then you were having an expectation to working for a certain brand and then they didn't get you, they preferred to get someone else, wouldn't you kind of feel rejected?
Yeah.
Feeling.
Of course.
So that's my point. And how do you move from that kind of that kind of stage?
She's
like,
not rejected, man.
No. I'm
She
just
worked for
asking-
Adidas.
I've had a lot of rejections.
Really?
That's my question. Sorry about that.
How do you deal with that?
How do you deal with it? Like an example, there was a brand you always wanted to work for. You went there for the casting, and then it didn't work the way you expected. How do you
Or
move
a
from that?
screening that say I'm right for this job, and then they'll get you. How do you move on from that?
Well, I think we put it into context. Like I tell people who ask me the same question, like even Kendall Jenner gets rejected a lot of times, and she's Kendall Jenner. With me, when I get rejected, it's more of a humbling experience. Like I understand there are things that I can improve on, there are things I can grow in, but I also understand that maybe it's just not for me. I try to trust life. I try to just trust.
But do you
the world.
somehow get affected, or you work on the process?
Of course. Like even with like news, like with the rejections I've had in news, I also like felt bad about those things. And if you ask me how I cope, I'm really just a simple person. I try to take it a day at a time in the sense that I get a matcha, I get a sweet treat.
Okay lang. You said okay lang.
I like getting a sweet treat.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you as well. Like, you can be working like every day. How do you get to enjoy life? Like let's say, what do you do like on your free time? You go like, it's either like you go to the gym, you travel.
He was like, "What do you do on your free time?" I was like, "Free time?"
Do I have?
Well, with gym and travel, with gym, I try to schedule it in my day. Like I genuinely try to be at the gym for at least like 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Although I've only started that like last week, but because it's
At least you started.
Yeah.
At least
Much
you
better than us.
Much better than us. No, much better than you, not me. I started already too.
You did?
Yeah.
Earlier today.
If you say so, yeah. I started today. 30 minutes.
No, I started last week. The butterness.
Only last week? I thought it was.
Last month.
bro.
That's
No.
Exactly.
Sorry. I wanted to say
Exactly.
last month. I started last month.
He sent me a picture. I'm in the gym. Last month. Now he started over again.
No.
At least he keeps trying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At least someone is supporting me. Not even my team.
Why do you stop?
Why do I stop?
I have a theory.
What?
Let's hear it.
Say.
He never really started.
How?
He never really started. Because if you start something, that means it's going on. If you stop, it never started.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
That's why I
you
don't
can
start.
No, you can start
That's why
and
I
stop.
don't start.
No, you can start and
But
stop.
I'm sure you're gonna do it, man. When I saw that picture, I said, I sent positive vibes. I said, finally.
What was your question again?
How long before you stopped?
I didn't stop.
Oh, you never stopped.
Yes,
No.
he did. Yes, he did.
Well, you said you're starting it again.
Okay.
Contradiction.
Okay, wait. So going back, I used to go to the gym like a lot, like every day, twice in the gym. But that was
Twice each day?
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
have done that before. I was young, maybe, the hype of, like, especially on Fridays, if I want to go clubbing during those days when I was like on 20s and stuff, or like, if I want to go clubbing, like maybe like 2 hours before I'm going to the gym, I'm just going to do bicep and chest.
To increase hormones. Testosterone.
You're going to put that shirt that is like, I used to do that like a lot, and like going to the gym all the time. And then I just went through some personal stuff. I stopped going to the gym and got back again. So my motivation was like, okay, now that I'm back, I'm gonna pay the gym for 1 year. Go to gym. I paid 1 year straight. I only went 2 times. I went there, I asked for the money. They only gave me half of the money because it's understandable. Boom. And then this last year, I was like, I want to get back to the gym. I went to Anytime Fitness. I got a membership. I only went for like maybe 2 months.
By the way, if they want to sponsor,
by the way, guys, if you want to work on our body, you want to create some project here, feel free. Send us an email. We need to lose weight. That's the reality. But anyways, yeah.
We need sponsors.
Yeah, so
just sponsor us.
Yeah, just go back, and then I stopped again. Now I got back last month, and luckily I'm going. I don't go every day like before.
Yeah.
I go like maybe 2 times in a week.
That's
But I'm going
amazing.
like slowly. Because I can
Slowly
see.
but surely.
Why are you laughing to this?
Because you said you're gonna go every day.
No, wait.
I can't wait to tell Rio.
Well, I said that I'm gonna go every day.
We believe you, man.
No,
We
but I'm
believe
not like, bro. Like, my schedule is busy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
There's
it's-
always,
okay.
there's always a reason not to do something.
Okay, at least I'm going twice in a day. What about you? We talked.
I didn't make
and
any
we
promise.
Sorry.
I didn't make
We
any
have a
promise.
guest. We talk about this. We even made a promise during the podcast. You said that you're gonna start going to the gym.
I didn't say when.
No. You
say
said
when.
that was before Cecilia was born. You say, okay, no, that Cecilia's coming. I really need to focus on the gym. Blah blah blah. Guys, please comment that we need to go to the gym. They sent like 100 comments for you to go to the gym. You didn't even go to the gym.
I'm sorry.
That's his public apology.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys.
So when are you starting?
Soon?
Guys, next year only. Next year. Don't mind
Because
us.
it really is hard to
Yeah.
keep going to the gym.
Especially if you were already doing it, to get back on the track, bro, it's like,
What do you think helps you? Like, go to the gym? What encourages you?
what encouraged me? Like, I just want to look much better. I mean, I know that I'm handsome and stuff like that, but I feel like if I'm fit, it's just another Calvin, top level, number 10. Yeah, I mean,
Because they say if you want to lose weight, it's not necessarily like with working out or going to the gym. It's more of what you eat.
No,
That's
for
it,
me,
that's
it's like I know my metabolism. Is that how you say it, right? I know, like, for me to lose weight fast, it's not just the food. I really need to go. I need to do like a workout. I really need to go to the gym. And I feel like bro, I went to, like, when I started the first week, bro, my body was all in pain.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was good as well. It was good. And now I'm just like going twice in a week. And that's it. Let's see. I have a goal until December. I need to lose 20 kilos until December.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I need to lose 20 kilos until December.
You're going to get it.
So if I lose 20 kilos until December, damn, brother. Please tell Farah Model to get me.
To scout you.
Let's go. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, go senor.
Yeah, I'm always career guy. I like to talk about career and business. That's awesome. So, do you have any business? You mentioned also investment, and you like to invest.
Oh, I like covering investments. Covering investments.
But you don't invest yourself.
Invest myself?
Yes. You don't do
Invest
investment.
myself?
No. You don't do investment.
Yeah,
yourself.
no. I don't have the finances for it yet.
But it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
We
It's coming.
prophetize in your
It's
life.
coming. It's coming. And especially like that, you know already what's good, what's happening in the country.
Yeah, you
what
have
is
the
the
news.
good base? Because like I think from what you have been doing right now, not just work-wise, but I think it is something that you could use for your own benefit when you want to open like a business, whatever is like is doing well. Even you, like as a news reporter, you kind of have an idea. Okay, how will the business in the Philippines be in 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, I understand that. I just don't really have the passion for it.
passion,
Like, if I were to do other things, I think I would just like go into like hosting, because those are the things I enjoy and you can make money from. But then with investing in businesses per se, I don't think I have that inclination yet.
Would you ever consider like have your own? I mean, this is just something you don't even need to. It doesn't even. I mean, but it depends if you want it to happen. Like your own TV show, or did you ever thought?
Yeah,
like,
that would be
I would
fun.
love to have my own TV show.
In what? In travel or
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yeah.
So I you know how lifestyle reporters get sent to like resorts? I feel like that would be really fun, and I get to try and just, like, cause like when I picture it, it's just like a very soft bed. That seems fun, cause a lot of lifestyle reporters they do like go to like for example like Bohol, and they try out the tourist spots there and the food. So I feel like that's a cool experience. What do you
Well, that's your goal?
What?
Is that your goal?
Not necessarily.
But if it happened, you would be super happy.
Yeah, I like hosting. Like, for example, if there was a show, like for example a morning show, if
Morning show.
you have
Morning
a
show.
morning show and you want me to be one of your hosts, that would be nice.
Nice.
Okay, just do on one shot so they can hire you.
I mean,
Oh,
they have done it. She has done a lot.
Huh?
It's gonna be secret now.
No, I'm telling her to give a sample.
and I also would like manifesting, like I'm
Yeah.
shouting it to the world. I would also like to be able to like host an English show or like an English
Okay, I'll tell you
newscast.
something. I'll tell you something.
Podcasting.
Podcast.
Everything that happens in this podcast, whatever you put out there, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an example of two people.
Jim.
I'm gonna give you Jim. This one is not. That sounds good.
I didn't put a date on it.
That's good. We have a friend. He said, "Oh, I wanted to be a model for bench. Now he's a model for bench, and he has a billboard." We have a friend that wanted to do, news. Now, not news, radio. Now she's doing radio. So whatever you put out there, you gotta believe it's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
not the gym part.
There are exceptions. There are things even the podcast can't do.
Yes. It's not included in our
Including, yeah.
expertise.
What about podcast-wise? I think I asked you this earlier, but I think like when it comes to the podcast, do you think you consider yourself like having your own show, having your own podcast?
I'm definitely interested in it. Like if I didn't have to do like the editing and stuff, I would have a podcast.
Oh,
Well, we
tennis.
have your solution. That our wizard here. By the way, Gia, if I need something for my podcast or something, who
Tennis.
should I look for?
Tennis.
Yeah.
They should look for tennis. She wants to have her own.
Yeah, I know.
What will be the name of your podcast?
Annyeong. It's probably that because annyeong is hi in Korean.
Onion Talks.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no
People will
idea.
think it's about vegetables, onion talks.
Vegetables.
Oh, vegetable. Oh, no. No, because that's Korean.
Yeah, I know.
What she said. That's that's Korean. But I think if you
Yeah.
want the podcast.
That would be really good. That would be really good because it's so close to like it's so close. I don't know, like in the
Journalism.
somebody who does what you
journalism.
do. It's like so close to like podcasting and stuff, you know. So it just seems like the natural thing to do. Yeah, like Howard Stern, for example. You know what I mean? Like that's like the original podcast if you think about it.
Yeah.
Even before Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah. But it to me, it just seems like a natural
Unblock,
thing
the
to
best
do.
podcast.
Yes, the number
The
one in the
number one.
Philippines. I mean, if you're interested, Tanez is here. We will talk to Farah. Everything can be solved under this
Yes.
blessed guy.
Under the
There's nothing he
Unblocked.
can't do.
He does
Wow.
everything. So, just before we go, is there anything like we didn't ask you, anything that you would love to share with us? Actually, you did not ask us a question.
Yeah, you said you're gonna ask
said
us
you're gonna
questions,
ask us
so
a question.
we're here for you.
We're here for you.
Okay.
Imagine okay, this is your first podcast.
Yes, and we are your guests.
We are your guests. We're changing roles right now.
Okay. What do you like about your corporate job?
What I love dealing with people. talking with people, helping, the employees in the company. Yeah.
Do you think it's necessary for content creators to also have a corporate job while they do content creating?
I think it depends on you. It depends on what you like, because I think for me, like, I'm gonna give my example. I'd love the two sides. So you can have your corporate job and then you can be a content creator as well. But it mainly depends on how you manage your time. Me, I manage my time wisely, so for me it fits well.
So why do you think a lot of people just focus on one, like one of those?
Probably, how do I say? They don't have that much time to do the other one. But for me, I have time to do both. So yeah.
It seems like you have a very positive mindset, positive outlook on the world and yourself. What do you think influenced it? Like growing up, was it your parents or your friends?
Yeah.
Your friends?
Not my friends, because Sonny doesn't go to the gym, because he will go to the gym. But anyways, yeah, I think it's my upbringing. I left my country when I was 13 years old, going growing up literally without my mom and my dad being with me, just my brothers, and it's I was raised by other people, by the street, by you get it, and I think that is where you get the positivity of everything. You might go through worst moment, but just know that it's just a phase. Tomorrow it's gonna be fine.
You mentioned, we were talking about success and what the next step is, but for you, what is the next step? With the podcast, is it a measure? Do you measure it by the number of subscribers or the number of events you go to?
I measure it as being the face of the podcast in the Philippines. That's the idea. We want to be the face of the podcast. If you talk about podcasts in the Philippines, you have to talk about unblocked podcast. That's the idea.
Who are people talking about now?
They're still talking about us.
Nobody.
No. I think they're still talking about us, but on a different perspective. They talk about mainly street interviews, because our street interviews right now, it does much well comparing to our podcast, because we have done street interview longer than our podcast we started 8 months ago, but street interview, it's already 1 year. And even if you go to the channel, you will see our street interview, it goes to 500,000 views, 600,000 views, but podcast is something that is starting now, and people from what we have seen, people, they're really watching. Yeah.
Would you guys be interested in guesting for the radio show next time?
Of course.
But then it's in Tagalog, it's in Filipino.
Just give us the script.
You write us their answer, and then we will just say.
We will do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it would be a nice crossover, right?
Yeah, of course.
You can feel free to invite us.
Yeah.
We're open to everything. We used to say that because of course we got rejections also for guests that they didn't give a damn to us when we really want them to come. And then
Name drop.
That was mainly at the beginning. Yeah, at the beginning. But now we cope.
But yeah, now that's what I'm saying. Now they're coming back to us.
Why are people why do you?
No.
And then when someone invite us to do stuff, we don't say no. It doesn't matter. Oh, can we go? Can we do this? We go. Can we do part of this? We do. So we don't say no, never.
What was your question again?
Why do you think some people don't take others seriously when they're not famous or?
I have an answer to that.
Yeah.
It's not that they see you and they ignore you. Sometimes they have many messages and they don't get to your message. Sometimes they.
But let's say they saw it.
But I think if they see, I would say, from me, this is from my experience. It is when we started with the podcast, people, they were kind of scared of what we're going to talk on the podcast. People, they didn't have, so they were they thought the type of podcast that we have is those other podcasts where you will invite a guest, you will talk about those other topics which we don't want to talk here on the podcast, like politics, sex, and especially girls. When, would you like to come to our podcast? They will no. Did you get it? But once we started putting other podcasts out there, they were able to watch. They were it's different. It's not really what I used to watch before. And
now people is coming to us.
So thank God. Yeah, thank God. Now people, they're can I come to the podcast? When are you inviting me to the podcast? So because they saw that, okay, what we're trying to bring is more into positive vibe. It's not we want to make you look.
It's light conversation.
Yeah, it's in a type of way, yeah.
What was the nicest impact you've had on your listeners?
I think is showing other people that they don't get to see. Like an example, they know you from news report, but they don't know you. They don't know like mainly about your background. You see, they don't know what you go through, like everything that you have shared. And the thing is like, as for me, when people see you on the news, they kind of going to give you more, how do I say, more respect and more value, knowing that everything that you go through just for you to give that news. So that's
Do you think you have like audience who are like going through like tough times and they're like, because I listened to this podcast, I know that life is tough, but I can like go through it and stuff like that. Do you think you have that kind of impact on people? Since you talk about more like lighter stuff, do you think it still brings, like it genuinely still brings inspiring messages or lessons to your viewers?
We hope so. We hope so. I mean, especially when, because we laugh a lot, because we're having fun.
Yeah.
It's like Tines said, someone came here, oh, do you like your work here? And Tines interjected, he said, oh, we are not working. We're having fun. So it's fun for us to come here, and we expect, and we hope that this environment, this fun vibe, reaches to the people there, because it's a hard life. It's a hard life. So nice. If we can bring some joy to people in their day, it's already accomplished. We already accomplished, right, Gigi?
Yeah.
It's nice to have a job where you feel like you don't work a day in your life.
Look at that guy. Look how handsome he is. How can I not be happy coming here and to do this?
I didn't even know you were pointing at.
So I think just to add on what he said, like just us getting a message. Oh guys, thank you so much for the podcast. Thank you so much for today. Oh, you made my day. Oh, I have learned that. Like, especially if you go to the channel, we have a lot of like, a lot of foreigners as well. And us getting emails from foreigners. Hello guys, I'm coming to the Philippines.
What to expect?
Like an example, there's someone getting married. I think they send me an email. Hey Calvin, I'm American. I'm going to the Philippines to get married with my wife, and I would like to invite you and your team. And for me, it's just like it's because of the videos on YouTube. Like wow, you see, it's just the impact that we kind of like bring to the people.
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
Did you go to the wedding?
No, it's gonna be on September.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be on September. So yeah, we're just getting us like getting those email. Like an example. Oh, I went to Siargao because of you. I went here. I got to know about the Philippines because of you.
Because of your video.
Yeah, because of the videos.
About that guy, that American guy, he came here and you went around with him.
Yeah, with him.
The whole day.
Yeah. I have a friend. His first time is because he watched my video. Now he's here in the Philippines. He's like traveling around. He's just like he was supposed to stay here for like 2 weeks. Now he's like 2 months traveling.
It's kind of like it feels like you're a tourism ambassador.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, like you show people how nice the Philippines is and how
outside, because it's okay for them to listen for locals saying good things, of course, but when they see foreigners talking good things about the country, it's not that they have more credibility. Of course, that's not the point, but the point is, it's also appealing to foreigners as well. So I kind of generates a deeper impact, and they come more.
And your wife is Filipina.
Yeah, yes.
What was the cultural difference there, you think?
Where to start?
Are they lot?
I mean,
expectations, stuff like that?
No. I mean, it is a positive difference. Filipinos, they're being prepared to get married. They are wives, so that's a positive impact. I mean, how they nurture their partners. It's
nice to have a Filipino partner.
Yes. It's a positive impact. It's a positive surprise. Yeah, of course there are some cultural differences, but
you can adjust to it.
I can adjust it, of course. But don't ask me to eat shrimp.
You don't eat seafood. He's allergic to seafood.
I'm allergic to seafood.
Really?
That's the only thing that. But it's okay.
All kinds of seafood.
I like tuna from the can.
Canned tuna.
So like no sashimi and stuff.
Nah. No. Yeah, he's allergic to it.
Yeah.
Well, seafood is a bit pricier, so
It's okay.
I mean, It's more kind of it's a taste thing, but also it's a medical thing. But
it's a medical thing.
I wish when I see people eating those seafood in plate and everything, they are so contented. They're so it looks so delicious. But for me, if I might die.
What do you like best? Like in terms of food, beef, steak?
Any kind of beef,
Yeah, it's good.
stew, steak, anything,
I love seafood.
and chicken.
Me, I love seafood.
So if you were to recommend like 3 restaurants in Manila, what would it be?
If he even knows the name.
I usually cook myself, but
You usually cook yourself. You mean you cook yourself?
I cook by myself.
Okay, go ahead.
But I like that Japanese here that we went together. I
We
forgot
went
the
together.
name.
What's the name? The one with the round table here in BGC.
Mendokoro?
Yes,
Mendokoro,
yes.
Mendokoro.
Ramen.
Yeah.
The ramen.
And what else, Kiki?
Um,
I like Korean restaurants.
Yay!
yeah, because beef.
Beef.
Because of the
yeah.
beef, yes.
Beef,
And chicken also. I love chicken also. And
What
Burger
else?
King.
Burger King.
Oh, yeah.
Those are his top 3. What about you?
Me, recently I have tried 205 here in BGC. I think that's
What's
what.
that?
It's like a restaurant, 205.
Filipino food?
Yeah, international food. Soup, like you guys gotta. I had the best gambas in my life there, and I had the best. It's like not roscaldo. It's another name.
Lugao.
Not lugao. No.
Goto.
It's Italian one.
Risotto.
It's like and the best risotto ever in my life.
Ever.
Like even like right now, I'm planning to go there later, just to eat that food. I mean that food again because it was amazing. What else? Okay, I love Canto Freestyle.
What do you order? The chicken? The chicken is so good.
The honey chicken.
Yeah.
I like the honey chicken, and I also like the longanisa
Longanisa.
one and dangit.
The fish one.
I love dry fish. Like you have no idea. I love dry fish. And then my third one, what will it be? I love manginasal.
Really?
Yeah, I love manginasal. Like
I like his beans. He cook beans.
I cook
Angolan
good.
style.
Baked beans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Stew beans.
It's stew. Like
Ah.
I'm the best chef.
Very good.
Like in this room, I'm the best chef.
What about you, Tinez? What do you
I'll
like?
challenge you, bro. Here in the Philippines.
Yeah. Manila.
I like Mendokoro. I like because it's like I'm really used to like the traditional Japanese
Yeah.
ramen. So like I like Mendokoro because it's kind of like you can tell they were trained properly, but they're kind of adjusting to like the Filipino taste, and it's not overpowering or anything. It's like it's really good. Then there's this other sashimi bowl spot in Mitsukoshi in the food court.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. Aji something. I can't remember. And then I don't know. Yeah, I definitely cook a lot on my
yeah.
own. Yeah. Wendy's. I'm gonna
I
say
trained
Wendy's.
him.
I'm gonna say
Wendy's?
'Cause
I trained him.
It tastes like America, so I gotta go with
trained him.
Wendy's.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always at Wendy's. He invited me to go there. Like,
What
let's
do you
go to
order
Wendy's.
in Wendy's?
Burger.
The Wendy's double.
What
Yeah.
about you? What is like your top 3?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for the question.
Mangnasal, Jollibee.
Well, if we're talking fast food,
No, like let's just talk food in
In general.
oh, that's so hard.
Oh, I forgot Naman. Oh,
What's
Manam.
that? Manam.
Manam. I forgot
Yeah,
that. Manam
Manam
is
is
good.
nice. I like chilies.
Oh, Chili's.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
yeah.
chilies.
I haven't been to Chili's, bro.
The American chili.
We went to Chili's together there in close to Green Hills.
Chili's me?
Yeah. Long time ago.
The one I didn't like?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I remember now. Okay, I didn't like
He
that.
doesn't like chilies.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I like Jamba Juice. That's not a restaurant, but I like Jamba Juice.
But choose, yeah. Can you cook?
Barely. Well,
When was last time
when
you
I
cooked?
was when I was like around 21, 20, I had like an eating disorder for a bit. So I was like cooking my own food because I was like, I didn't want to eat fast food, anything high calorie. I didn't really want it. Like it took me maybe a year or two to get over the eating disorder to start eating normally. So I'm glad I got over it. But then it was such a dark time in my life. Yeah, so I was at the time I was just cooking my own meals. Like I would say I had fried chicken, but I just fried it in water.
How?
Just like a pan.
Oh, you boil it until the water disappears,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
fry it with the
Basically,
oil. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I just do that.
As Master Chef, we do that, bro. Like
As Master Chef.
Master Chef, we do that. Okay. And do you still have any more questions for us, or you good? Is there anything you still want to know about us?
Anything you want to say?
I think.
There was one more, right? We had 3 choices. Is that,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more
from you.
restaurant.
One more
Oh, a
restaurant.
restaurant. Still. BLK, I like frozen yogurt.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Not a restaurant, but then it's pop up, I
I
guess.
haven't.
The
been.
purple one, right?
Yeah. Blue.
A blue, yeah.
Black.
Oh,
Yeah.
that. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. I'm not into sweets that much. But yeah. So just want to say before we go, we usually ask these, right? But I think from you, we're gonna make it different, right?
That sounds scary.
No, good different. Don't
It's
worry.
a good different, don't worry. For the people that are watching us right now, I usually ask this, like, what message do you have? I mean, for the people that are watching us, any type of message that you have for the people that are watching us. So you can do on your voice. I mean, on the
My normal
report news voice. Oh, no, on the report
Close
news.
up on her. Close up.
Close up on the voice news report in Tagalog and in English.
I'm not gonna say a message in my news voice, but then really
For your fan bases.
For your
people
fan base in
watching
Tagalog,
us, yeah.
please.
in Tagalog.
Yeah.
Fan base.
Yeah.
You have a fan base. I think just many subscribers you have.
Hello po sa mga nanonood sa podcast natin ngayon, sa mga nakikinig dito sa Unblocked Podcast. Sana po ay patuloy kayong manood sa kanila tapos makapulot ng mga magagandang aral. Sana lagi kayong tumatawa, and if may problema kayo kahit saan, family, relationship, kahit ano, I hope you know to just hold on, to just keep going because it gets better, and life might be hard, but you're tough and you can do it, and whatever challenge is in your plate right now, share it with other people because you don't have to go through things alone talaga. Lagi kang may kasama at lagi lang magtiwala na kayang-kaya mo yan. Ayun lang.
Wow. Thank you so much.
I agree.
I appreciate it. Did you have a good time?
Of course.
Did you enjoy the podcast?
Of course.
Can we have you again here
Of
in the
course.
future?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast, and I hope you have learned something today. So if you're a content creator looking for a studio, we are Manila.knxn. All our info is going to be on the description below. And of course, our guest info is going to be on the description below as well. And her agency as
Mrs.
well.
Faratam also.
Sorry?
Mrs. Farah.
Yeah, Miss Farah, Miss Farah, everything is going to be on the description below. Once again, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
We had a great time. We know how tight is your schedule because you're super
Thank
busy.
you for finding time.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much for finding time for us. And you have watched the #1 podcast in the
Number one,
Philippines.
Iggy.
Don't forget to subscribe, share
And
the
share
video
it, barangay, share
the
with
whole
everybody.
barangay. This is your boy Calvin Carr Show.
And Luis Gordas.
You just have watched the #1 podcast in the Philippines.
Bye.
We're gone.